So Nordy here. I'm here with Marty Sears. We collaborated on this puzzle for April Fools. I've had an April Fools puzzle in my mind for a while. I couldn't never kind of get and break through to the final execution of it. And Marty was super excited about some of my initial thoughts, and then took the puzzle to this awesome place,
No,
basically from start to finish here with some collaboration on my behalf, and we're gonna watch Simon from Cracking the Cryptic attempt to solve it. And since he posted the video, it looks like he ended up solving it. So that's
let's hope
great.
so.
All right, cool. I'm gonna press play here.
Hello and welcome to the April Fool's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. 1st of April today, a day full of hijinks, and in fact I'm smiling because I've just been April Fooled myself.
Oh yeah, I did catch
and
this.
and,
This
and
is
the thing that has April fooled me is still on the
evil.
screen, which is not the puzzle. This puzzle is Thermal Equilibrium, which is yesterday's puzzle, which we did on the channel. Absolutely brilliant. Sudoku called Thermo Equilibrium by Flinty. And the reason this is so extraordinary is that basically the inner 7x7 of the grid is completely devoid of clues other than that sort of end of a thermo and I suppose the blue lines. And the reason this is on screen is I've been asked to open today's puzzle live on screen, which I really enjoy doing. So I've got the link to that. I'm ready to copy and paste it into the browser, but I've just been scratching at my computer screen trying to get rid of this thing, this eyelash on my screen, and I couldn't get it off. And I've realized I think this is Sven. I think Sven has made an. I mean, even now, I'm not totally sure. Sven has made an eyelash come up on the screen. Okay, which I can.
That
You
is
can
very
move
cool.
it
I love
about with the
that.
cursor, so it clearly is.
It's so annoying.
Well, I think you can. It's clearly not a real thing. It's only real in the computer screen. That's very good, Sven. I actually wish I'd turned on the webcam a bit sooner, and you could have seen me scratching away at the computer screen. Anyway, that's by the by. Let us see what we've got to do today. I'm going to paste in the browser, and we will see what my first Sudoku spelt wrong by Marty and Nordy, aged
Spelling it wrong was
5.
was
Oh
a
my
clutch.
Oh my
Ridiculous.
goodness me! How on is that actually? It's actually a puzzle. That is beautiful.
Yeah, really well done.
Oh
That
my
image.
goodness! My first Sudoku
Thanks,
spelt
man.
wrong by Marty. Is that Marty Sears and Nordy? Might be aged 5.
Yes, it is.
It's us.
Simon in a nice green top and a rather rotund
Hey.
body there. Chocolate cake. Bobbins the cat. Simon is lying. Simon is lying. Is this Tall Cat in? This is Tall. No, okay, it's Bobbins. No, Tall Cat's the one who says nefarious things about me. Mark with a very
Oh,
unusual hairstyle. Box 5 contains a lying clue. Chocolate teapot, chocolate banana. Oh my goodness. This is actually. That is. How have you done the graphics on this? That's extraordinary. Right, let's have a look at the rules.
Yeah, how did you do the graphics on this, by the
oh,
way?
should we pause it for a second? Yeah. So, yeah, I think quite recently I discovered that you could put a background image onto a Sudoku. It was actually Stu that showed me how to do that. He did an octopus puzzle where he had a beautiful octopus in the middle of
Oh, I did see
the
that
puzzle.
image.
It
Yeah.
was really good. And yeah, that got me thinking. Like, if you can make your own background, you can pretty much do whatever artwork you want. I'm actually an animator, so I do quite a lot of like arty bits and bobs anyway.
Ah, I see.
So I basically just knocked up an image in. Well, first I designed it in. We kind of designed it, didn't we, in Sudoku Pad,
Sure.
and then I just, instead of actually exporting it from Sudoku Pad with all the lines and things in there, I just exported a blank grid and then put a background image on, and the background image I just created in like Photoshop, and I made sure it all exactly matched up with the grid. that it
Ah,
would be
interesting.
overlaid on. So yeah, that's just a one big background image really. And I got some crayons off the internet, and I got a nice bit of paper,
Oh,
got a bit of paper off the internet. I found a font that was like a child's handwriting font, which I thought looked really cool because it's still like I wanted it to be like readable and not really annoying to
yeah,
read.
yeah.
So I thought it's still legible. And then, but the little images I drew myself of like Simon and the cat and whatnot. And that was
Yeah.
quite fun. I just drew that with a mouse, so it looked kind of messy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, really
Nice.
fun. I thought it came out really well. What I thought in the end. Yeah, shame it's not slightly bigger. I think, but I think you can just about see it.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep
Right,
going.
let's get going.
Together. Hang about. There are a lot of rules here. All right, let's read them anyway. Let's read them. Normal Sudoku spelt wrong. Rules apply. We have drawed a lot of clues to make it a really good puzzle. We've even put some red clues outside the grid.
He's using different rules in the
Okay, all clues are telling the truth.
bubble.
Except spelt wrong
Oh, I
for
see.
5 of them, which are
Yeah,
lying. If a clue doesn't completely work like it should,
sense.
then it is lying.
Yeah.
Can you find the 5 lying clues? All the clues are standard rules. Standard spelt wrong. A pink line is a rembam. This means that all the
Reminds me of the
digits on there
Flintstones.
are in a sequence, maybe like 4, 5, 6, 7, but they don't repeat, and the sequence can be in a different order, like 5, 7, 4, 6. Okay, so that I mean, I suppose it does say the clues are standard rules, so that's saying that. Oh, but this might be lying, might it? Hang on a minute. Let me just. Yeah, there's some lying aspect to this. But if this was a normal Renban clue, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be a set of consecutive digits in some order. Green means a German shh line, German whispers line. All the adjacent digits on green lines must be at least 5 different spelt wrong from each other with no space. Like 6 and 1 is okay, but 4 and 2 is not okay. Okay, 6 and 1 are 5 apart, 4 and 2 are not.
Okay. Like
Red
Yeah.
clues outside the grid pointing inwards diagonally give the sum of the digits on that diagonal. Okay, so there are. So this clue, which I can't click actually, is pointing at that square. So that's saying that this diagonal contains digits summing to 5, which might mean we put a 5 here. This diagonal contains digits summing to 3. So I'm not sure if that's just given digits that we're going to get immediately. We'll have to read the rules. If there is a dashed line cage, then this is a killer cage. Killer exclamation mark cage full stop. Anything you write without a W in there can't repeat and must sum to what the small number in the corner says. Digits along the light grey thermometer must increase as you move away from the end with the bulb. Yeah, okay, that is a way of describing a thermometer rule. Digits on a light blue arrow sum to what's in the circle. Okay, that makes sense. Dark grey lines are 10 lines, which is an idea we stole from Zeta Maths. A 10 line is made of groups of adjacent digits which don't overlap, don't with its apostrophe in the wrong place, and each group sums to 10, e.g. 28532 can be split into 2 groups spelled interestingly, which sum to 10. 285, yes, okay, 28532. Do we have, that's a length 5. We don't even have a line that's that long. Okay, but look at this line. I think it's saying that if this is telling the truth, the 3 cells on it sum to 10, because you couldn't put a 10 in that cell and make those 2 add up to 10. Let's look at that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, this could be something like, well, this depends. So, those 2 could add to 10, those 2 could add to 10, those 2 could add to 10. Or those two could add to 10, those two could add to 10, those four could add to 10. Or if this 10 cage is not telling the truth, actually if that 10 cage is not telling the truth, are x's dividing digits with an x sum to 10? Yeah. So there I think there are lots of ways, but you could have 3 and 3 on that line as well, I think. So basically we have to split the line into contiguous groups that sum to 10. Digits with white dot means they are consecutive like 3 and 4 are.
I'm just gonna pause for a second here. The reason I'm saying like, oh, I love that, this is great, I'm not like tooting my own horn. Marty wrote a lot of this, and I was just happened to be the beneficiary of his humor. So that is exactly how a kid would talk. The verb like at the end of the sentence. So I'm kind of enjoying this as much as Simon is, in a sense. I'm getting to admire the way the puzzle was made. All right, I'm gonna keep going.
No, there are white dots. They just look strange because they've sort of been crayoned in. It's very brilliant the way. I don't know how you do the graphics. Imagine if all Sudokus, or more Sudokus even, had graphics that looked like this. Sudoku would just be... It would take off again, wouldn't it? It really would.
I agree with that.
A little purple arrow sits between 2 digits and points at the smaller one, e.g. 2 is smaller than 8. Okay, yeah, so these are just inequalities. Look, there's a load of inequalities in the grid. Digits with an x sum to 10, e.g. 3 and 7. So that could be 3 and 7. That could be 2 and 8, 1 or 9, or 4 and 6, or 3 and 7, etc. Finally, spelt wrong. There is some characters spelt wrong. We drawed outside the grid. What they are saying in red counts as clues too. So remember, they might be lying. Lol. Right. Oh, I see. Okay.
Nice
gorgeous. So Simon might be telling a lie. In fact,
I don't know how many 5-year-olds say
Bobbins
lol, but...
says Simon is telling a lie. Box 5 contains a lying clue. So I see. So is it 5? Can you find the 5 lying clues? Now that does beg a question, Marty and Nordy. I mean, could it be that the lying clues include the instructions? Or could it be that when it says aged 5, that's a lie? Because I'm pretty sure that Marty Sears and Nordy are not aged 5. That would be very harsh, wouldn't it? If it was like, can you find the 5 lying clues and there were only 4 of them?
I think it would be a bit harsh. If we did that.
Okay. So let's assume there are 5 lying clues. I think what that last line of the instructions is saying is that the red text outside the actual grid, this is a clue. So when Mark says box 5 contains a lying clue, if box 5 didn't contain a lying clue, then this clue would be one of the 5 lying clues.
Yeah, that's right.
If you see what I mean. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to have a go at this. Right, what do I have to tell you about before we do that? Yeah, I've got a note here to mention yesterday's puzzle. I've already done that. Have a go at yesterday's puzzle. Oh yes, it is the 1st of the month. So if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, you have got a brand new Sudoku hunt.
Did you see yesterday's puzzle?
The James Bond themed. Where is it?
Actually.
Here we go.
It was a really
James
good
Bond
one.
themed
Yeah,
Sudoku
it's
hunt.
very
All the
minimal
puzzles
grid.
set by nefarious
Well worth looking
characters
at.
that you may have come across
I saw it,
in certain movies
I have
involving
not
a
solved
secret
it yet,
agent.
but I want to. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, we think you'll like that. Well, tomorrow, on the 2nd of April, but Esme is in Australia, so I think my evening video tends to come out the following day in Australia, so this should be the right day for you, Esme. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant birthday. I know it's your birthday because your daddy Jeff, wrote to us and said that you've been helping him, especially with the colouring puzzles. And apparently you like the theme music because it reminds you of Bluey. Isn't that lovely? Esme, I hope you have a brilliant day with lots of chocolate cake, of course. And we'll stay in Australia. Perth. I don't know where Esme is, but we're going to go to Perth, Australia now, where Amelia has turned 11. And I'm a bit late with this one. This is it's not really my fault. I'd already recorded yesterday's video by the time we got the email from your mum, Sarah, Amelia. So your birthday was on the 31st, and I know you enjoy colouring puzzles, celebrating threes in the corner, and I'm delighted to hear that, and I hope you have a great birthday. I'm guessing it's probably an awful lot warmer in Perth than it is here at the moment. And what's the time difference going to be in Perth? I'm going to guess 7 hours at the moment. Might be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I think Sydney's probably 11. So Perth is such a massive country. Anyway, I'm going off piste. Amelia, happy birthday. And then finally, a birthday I believe is for today is to Callum, who's turned 31 up there in rainy Yorkshire, as your partner Sophia described it. And Callum, I know you're a massive Liverpool fan. So I'm guessing you enjoyed yesterday, as indeed did I. Callum, many happy returns. Thank you for watching the channel. Now, I want to try this puzzle. Let's have a look. So we've sort of done the rules, haven't we? Basically, the rules are, ignoring spelling mistakes, the rules are standard. And we think probably there are 5 clues that are lying. And that's our job to find them. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. The puzzle almost doesn't fit within my window, you know. There's a couple of millimeters of stuff on the left hand side which I'm not going to attempt to get into the box. So how do we do this then? Because I mean, it's a 42 cage there, but that would cause there to be. There's a secret I've not talked about very much.
Here we go.
But there is a secret in Sudoku that I tell only my very favourite people. If you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people. The secret is that any complete box of a Sudoku contains the digits 1 to 9 once each, because of the rules of Sudoku. And if you add up those digits, you get 45. So I know that the digits in this whole box add to 45. And this cage is telling me, if it's telling the truth, that those 8 cells sum to 42. And that would make this a 3 in the corner, with a 3 pointing at it here. So that's okay. So if we did say we put 1 in the corner, that would be making 2 clues incorrect. It would make the 42 clue wrong and the diagonal clue wrong. And indeed, it would make the thermometer wrong if I actually put a 1 in the corner. But if I put, say, a 2 in the corner, that wouldn't necessarily make the thermometer wrong. I don't know. I don't think I can say anything about box 3, actually. I'm not sure, but I can't see how to do that. We've got 2 enormous whispers lines that totally overlap at the bottom of the grid. That's really strange. Because if this whispers line is wrong, in any sense, it's going to be wrong twice. So it's going to so it causes 2 wrong clues. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, right. So there's this diagonal pointing at this corner. If that was, say this wasn't a 5, say this was a 1, that would cause 3 clues to go immediately. Well, if it was a 1, that would cause 4 clues to go immediately wrong. Because this is to do with another secret, to do with German sh lines. German sh lines can't have 5 on them. Because if you do put 5 on a German sh line, what's the next digit? If we make that a 5, what's this digit now? It's got to be at least 5 different from 5. If we go down, we get to 0 and lower. And if we go up, we get to 10 or higher. And they don't work as Sudoku digits. So the only way that these 2 bottom clues are correct is if this is a 5. And if this is a 5, well then that is also... Yeah, it's weird. There's potential for an awful lot of Roggenness here. Oh, wait a minute. That's like an Escher... This is like an Escher staker. This can't be correct.
Mm.
That's like an Escher staircase. It's 4 digits, and the greater than and equal signs imply that everything is... Every one of them is greater than every other one. So for example, if this was 9,
the easiest one.
This has to be greater than this. Okay, this has to be greater than this, which has to be greater than this. But you get to this, you're always going to have a problem, because it's like an Escher staircase that keeps going round. So definitely one of those clues is a lie. At least one of those clues is a lie. So let's have a colour for that. Red. Although red is the colour of the clue. No, that red's a bit garish. Let's maybe just go orange. So orange means we've found a mistake in that part of the grid. Look at that. We've got an 18 cage there. Now, the mathematics of this arrow would suggest that whatever we put in the circle, we double it to get to the value of the killer cage clue, because if that's x, if the sum of those two is x, that will mean that's x, that's 2x, so 2x equals 18 implies x equals 9. We would put 9 here, and these two would add up to 9. But that would make that all correct. I mean, well, yeah, okay, so all I'm really saying is that it is possible to make both that killer cage and the arrow correct. This cage, well, okay, I don't know what's wrong here, but something is wrong in there, definitely. Because if the two 10 lines were correct, they will add up to an even number. But a consecutive pair of digits will always add up to an odd number, because it will include an odd and an even number. So the parity of this cannot... Well, if each of the clues in the cage is correct, the total of the cage cannot be 34. It cannot be even. So something is wrong there. Right, let's maybe have a look at what's going on in this cage then. We've got a 5-cell 16 cage there. So if that is correct, the only way that could be true is if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Mm-hmm. And 4 of those cells are on a 10 line.
Mm-hmm. I like how he's just investigating everything before he even puts anything in.
I'm wondering if that means that has to be... Well, the problem is the 10 line may be telling lies. If the 10 line... If everything here was correct, what would that mean? 2, 3, 4... There's only one... Yeah, there's... Well, no, see this one as well. If that's correct, that would imply that these 4 digits are 0 mod 10. They're exactly divisible by 10. And if the cage total is correct, there could only be one lot of 10 in that. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be a 6. I don't see what's wrong with that. Oh dear, dear, dear. Hang on, this is harder than I thought it was going to be at first blush. We could... What are the clues outside the grid? So, what's Simmons saying? Simmons got a green top. I often do. I've sort of got a green top today.
Not the green top.
The grey line in box 2
I'm a betting man, and I would have bet on green for sure.
has a 3 on it.
I don't think he'll need to get the Scrabble bags out
may
today.
or may not do.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Oh, right, okay. Ah, right, so Bobbins the cat, when combined with Simon, the great Simon, on the left-hand side, one of the two is introducing a lie into the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
They can't both be telling the truth. Because, well, what are the possibilities? If there is a 3 on this line, then Simon is not lying, and this clue is a liar. If there isn't a 3 on this line, then Simon was lying, which means this is a lie, but this is a truth. So between Simon and Bobbins the cat, there is one truth and one lie. So now we're up to 3 lies, which is probably important.
So certainly important at some point.
Yeah.
Mark says box 5. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ludicrously unfair because Mark is telling the truth. How could this be based on real life? No, because this says box 5 contains a lying clue, and it does. We've already worked out that, in fact, one of those 6 cells, at least one of those 6 cells, is a lie. There's something. No, there's definitely a lie in here. It's probably the killer cage value, but there's definitely a lie in here. So box 5 does contain a lying clue. Oh, a lying clue.
Yeah, I was wondering about that just in this moment too.
Is that? Am I meant to read that as saying it doesn't contain 2 lying clues? Ooh, I don't know.
I think it ultimately doesn't matter later
if
on
we're
when
worried
you.
about singular and
interesting
plurals,
implications
this
there.
could still be a lie, and that's much more
leave him wondering
reasonable.
about that for a bit. That's
Yes. Oh, Bobbins. Not Bobbins the cat, just Bobbins. I don't know where to go here. I've got 3 definite lies. But there are some areas of the grid, like especially here, where if something certain digits would cause an absolute multitude of lies. Right. There's definitely a lie in column 1. I don't know where the lie is, but there's definitely another lie. So we're up to 4 lies now, because that's a 5-cell Remban. So what that means is if it's telling the truth, if you imagine the digits 1 to 9 arranged in front of you, and you slice 5 consecutive digits from them, if you start at the lowest end you could with a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get 5 in the sequence. If you start as high as you could and slice, you get 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So 5 would be in the sequence. So this line is suggesting 5 is up here, so it couldn't be there. So there's definitely an issue in this column. Either this is telling the truth, and then this digit well, hang on. If 5 is up here, and this is this, if this is not a 5, 1, 2, 3. Ah, right. That's too many bad things happen. Right.
Yeah.
So imagine there is a 5 on this line, which is what this line is telling us is the case. Then this couldn't be a 5. Let's make it a 6. How many clues are now wrong in the puzzle? Definitely. Well, this 6 is definitely a wrong diagonal clue because it's saying we should have put 5 in here. Both of these German Whispers lines are now wrong because they both have 5 on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then either Simon or Bobbins the cat's lie is a 6th lie, and that's too many lies. And that means that we get, I think, a digit in the corner. That is a 5. And that means this is telling a lie.
Very nice.
So
That's
now we're
perfect
up
reasoning
to
so
4
far.
lies, definitely.
I
This
love it when he just
Renban,
kind of
this Escher staircase,
exactly taps into
something
what
there, we don't know
kind
what.
of what you were
Simon
intending
and
him to
Bobbins
do.
the cat.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna. A little hard for me to hear you. I'm gonna just mix this real quick. Okay.
One of those is telling a lie. So we can only have one more lie. Right. Right, so that means that the tramline German lines at the bottom have to both be telling the truth,
Oh yeah, this is where things start flowing.
I think.
Yeah.
Because if they were both telling a lie, well, yeah, if either one individually wasn't correct, the other one would axiomatically not be correct, and there would be 2 more lies in the puzzle. We'd have 6 lies. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. So this is telling the truth. One. Yeah. Okay. So we actually, believe it or not, we actually know quite a lot about this German or these German shush lines now. And that's for a couple more secrets that we know about them. The only secret we've talked about so far is that you can't put 5 on them. But there are 2 more secrets. The first is polarity, which means that once you can't put 5 on a green line, every digit on the green line is either lower than 5 or higher than 5. And the crucial thing to realise is that you can't have 2 of the same type consecutively. So imagine this digit was 1, 2, 3 or 4. Could this digit also therefore be lower than 5 and be 1, 2, 3 and 4? Well, clearly not, because these cannot be made 5 apart. So the lines have to oscillate. So these digits are either all going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4, or they're all going to be 6, 7, 8 and 9. And that brings us on to a second secret, which is that there are 2 digits that if you put them on a German Whispers line, they only have one partner. They are monogamous digits, 4 and 6. So let me ask you, where could you put 4 along this line? And if you try and put it in any of the middle positions, let's try and put it there, the only digit 4 can partner with is 9, and 9 would have to therefore go on both sides of the 4 and break Sudoku. So in fact, you know now that these have to be a 4-6 pair on the end of the line. They have to go next to a 1 and a 9. And then we could think about 3 and 7 on this. Where are we putting 3 and 7? Well, let's think about 3. What Sudoku digits are 5 apart at least from 3?
Yep.
Audio test, audio test, audio test.
And the
Audio
only
test.
2 digits
Can you hear me?
Yeah, everything sounds good. I just, from my end,
You're quiet apparently.
I'm quiet.
Am I louder than Nordy?
I should be able to. Okay, this should hopefully be a bit better. Marty and Simon are good. Okay, great.
Good.
I just upped my volume. Is it sounding a little better now? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, better,
8
thanks.
and
Nice.
9.
Great.
So 3 on this line must sit between 8 and 9, and 7 must sit between 1 and 2. And given we know that the 1 and the 9 are in those 2 squares, we know these 2 squares have to be 3 and 7. We know
Do you just
these
want to
2
pause it a
squares have
sec,
to be 2
Nordy?
and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dorle's just asking how long it took to make. Yeah, me and Naughty got chatting like only a few days ago, really. And we decided we wanted to do a collab, and we were just talking through a few ideas. And Naughty said he had this idea for April Fool's puzzle, which involved kind of tautologous clues, so like pairs of clues that basically say the same thing, just backing each other up unnecessarily. And we just thought that would be quite stupid and fun. But then when we sort of thought of the idea of doing also presenting it like a child's drawing, we thought that could be quite a fun combination. And then both of us, we wanted it to actually be like a proper puzzle and not just something that's just a complete prank. So we wanted it to like have the effect of making people go like, what is this, at the beginning, and then as they actually investigate it more, it turns out to actually be something half decent, hopefully. So yeah, over the next like 2 nights, yeah, I basically just took a lot of no we discussed between us like a lot of ideas that we wanted to put into it, and then Nordy kind of gave me the reins to actually
Mm-hmm.
put it together, because I think he was quite busy in the last few days and we had a tight deadline. So yeah, it was I stayed up till 5 in the morning
Oh
a couple of nights
wow.
ago. Yeah, it just I get into like the flow state and I just the time just goes really quickly.
Yeah, I get the same
And
way. My brain like will
yeah,
not turn off.
exactly. I just had to get it done really. So and I was really enjoying doing all the stupid artwork as well. So yeah, it
Nice.
was a lot of fun. Sometimes I work quite well if I've got a tight deadline.
Yeah. Yeah, I had just yeah, from my point of view, I had this April Fool's idea for like a couple years now, and I couldn't make it click. I knew I wanted like in box 5 there's a 2 cell Renban and the white dot, and I
Yeah.
was like I want to annoy people with this clue. And then like the 10 lines with the X's and the killer cages and arrows, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and then
It's funny.
to make it interesting, I knew I wanted to have one lie, like at least one liar. So you're like looking through it and you're like, does this lie? Like that would be kind of the key element of the
Yeah.
puzzle. Um, and then yeah, I told Marty, and he's like, we upped the liar count, we made it extra goofy, added pictures, and it all. I guess what it needed was actually more. It needed more annoying things to finally all
Yeah.
click.
Yeah, we started off with like one liar, as Nordy said. But then we liked the idea of having it so the you basically the puzzle turned out to be a puzzle of try not to break two things at once, really. So we realized that we could actually put a few more lies in at the beginning if they were quite easy to spot quite
Yeah,
early on. So as Simon has just done here, he's found like 3 of them. So and then actually then he found that one in the bottom left as well, which means you've got 4 already. So that is effectively now what we talked about at the beginning of just having one lie to find. And it's just got an extra fun bit at the beginning, finding those extra ones. And then, yeah, before we started making it, we just came up with a list of all loads of stupid combinations of clues that would say the same thing as each other. We didn't manage to get them all in, but we had to try and get a balance of not making it too stupid in terms of the number of rules. So we left a couple of things out that we could have put in, but I think we got
oh yeah,
all the best all the best ones in.
for sure. And I like that it ended up as all standard clues. So
Yeah,
yeah, you don't have to juggle a bunch of stuff in your head. Just the like assuming you know the standard clues. I guess 10 lines are a
yeah,
little spicier than normal, but I think they work surprisingly well here.
I think
Um,
so. So yeah, you talked about having maybe like a region sum line on top of a palindrome or something like that.
yeah,
Um, yeah. I tried in the end. I tried not to have any lines actually on top of each other because I thought that would be a bit hard to see what's going on with the crayon lines. So, yeah,
true.
I was quite keen to make it just like legible and as easy as possible to actually see what's going on. So I had to leave a couple of those out.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think people get the idea with it, I think.
yeah. It looks surprisingly clean, even though there's a lot going on. There's not a bunch of overlaps or anything, and good color palette choices with the dark
Thank
purple
you,
and
man.
the light blue. I like light blue for arrows. I kind of want that to be
It's quite
standard at this point.
quite nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it like pops, especially with so much gray in the Sudoku world.
Yeah, I
Colors
don't know why
are
people don't use color more, to be honest. Just
yeah.
makes things
I noticed
stand
that
out
you
a bit
do
more.
that, and I'm gonna steal some of that for sure.
Feel free.
Cool. All right, let's see what Simon can do here.
Let- Yeah.
And we may not know which way round the line goes, but that's an awful lot of quite interesting things that we now suddenly know. And we should have a colour, shouldn't we?
That is like a
We'll
nice
have we'll
one to
make
two
it
star
light
German
green.
whisper
So
deduction.
light green is going to be the
Just
colour
like
of
the
truth.
composition.
That is
Yeah.
true,
I've used that in
which
so
means
many of my
this is
puzzles actually,
true.
that kind of forced order
Now,
of a German whisper like that.
does that
Yeah.
mean does that mean this is true? That's really interesting. I think it does. Right. So you see, if we look at this domino, there are two clues associated with that domino. There's an arrow clue emanating from a 5, suggesting that these two cells have to add to 5, and there's a killer cage value suggesting they add up to 5. So imagine these didn't add up to 5. There would be 2 lies then introduced by that, and that would take our total number of lies to 6. This is what this puzzle is about. It's about not creating too many lies.
That's the theme.
So this does add up to 5, which means it's either 1, 4 or 2, 3. And that's beautiful, because it can't be 1, 4 now. Because either there's a 4 here and a 9 here, or there's a 6 here and a 1 here. So this you can never put 1, 4 here, because you could never fill this part of the German Whispers line. This is a 2, 3 pair, definitely. Now I'm looking at this, thinking, is that the same logic then?
Yeah.
Is it?
I love when there's 3 clues that
How
are
could
interacting.
these
not
be?
Yeah, you get a little weird
digit?
triangular logic, don't you? Especially on that German Whisper later on with the text and
It's
the
so
prop key.
simple. No, it's not simple. No, it's just not simple. It's not.
It's so simple. It's not simple.
Beautiful setting. I would love to
Aw.
know. It'd be quite interesting if you get to the puzzle and then Marty and Nordy could say, "Oh, that was me, and that was me." You know.
We could do that if you
How they're
want.
sharing the glory here, because this arrangement is gorgeous. And what
Yes,
I mean
it
by
is.
that is, let's imagine these were different. Let's make that 8.
I did put that in for you though, because that was
That's,
one of your original ideas. You
that
wanted
way,
a
you
one.
can see that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are going
So
to chime.
arrow,
One
so
of these is,
I had to try and get that
is
in.
going to work now. So let's imagine that was 2. Now you can see by making these different, the arrow is wrong, because this cell should be equal to this cell. So we've introduced one more lie. But whichever x is wrong, and one of the x's must be wrong at least if these are different, that's a second lie. So we can't do that. So these are the same, and this is true, which means, i.e., whatever's introduced here is truth, because if both of these are the same and they're both not in a relationship with this digit that adds up to 10, then we've got 2 more lies. So this has to be correct. Okay.
Like how the eyelash is still there. Is he going to move that at some point?
I don't know.
So it's
I
possible
don't know
that
if
this
you
is
can.
going to give rise to more than one lie. Just depends on the order of the digits around this Escher staircase. You could, I mean, if this is low, then that would be wrong, and if that's even lower, then that would be wrong. I reckon you could quite easily get at least 2 lies around here. Can hear Maverick's just taken off. Right, so... Oh, I see. Right. Ah, that's really interesting. Okay, so look at there's loads of them actually, but that domino there, that's what I was just looking at. So that is a 10 line, and it's an X domino. So if these digits didn't add up to 10, both clues would be lying, and that would be 2 lies, where we're not allowed to have 2 more lies. So this is a truth. That is a truth. That is a truth. That is a truth. That is a truth. In box 5. It must be. That is not necessarily. That's not got a 10 line on it.
Don't get carried away.
Maverick really has. Oh. there's
There it is.
the eyelash.
Hey.
Go away, eyelash. I'll put it there.
Yeah.
Now.
Inside the teapot, bold choice.
Yeah. Chocolate teapot.
Sorry, I realise I've just stopped talking. I'm just trying to understand what to do now.
Yeah, that
I quite
box
like the neck.
9
Yeah,
10 sum was
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to
surprising
go
to me.
back to this cage now.
I quite like that
If that
deduction
is
with
not a
working out that has to be
3,
a
say
2/8
it's a
because of all
2,
the pencil marks on
then the
Yeah,
killer
the
I
cage
didn't
is
green
realize
wrong
that.
lines.
and the diagonal is wrong, and that's 2 more
Hopefully
lies.
you'll get that in a minute.
So
I don't know if there's another way around it
that's 3 in
apart
the
from that.
corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion.
I'd be
That must be
surprised.
true. Now, does that mean this is low? Well, okay. Ah, I see. Right, no, it doesn't mean that this is low, necessarily, but it does mean that the thermometer, this thermometer, every single one of the cells that are higher than 3 do have to work from a thermometer perspective, because let's imagine this was 7 and this was 6. Well, then this inequality is wrong, but also the thermometer is wrong. That's 2 more lies again. We're not allowed to have 2 more lies. So this has to be greater than 3. Now, how big can it be? It can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it can't be 6. So that is 4 or 5. That's 5 or 6. This is 6 or 7, 7 or 8, 8 or 9, definitely. Yeah, that's okay. That's very suspicious. Beautiful. Right. Look at column 8 now. Because neither of these dominoes can be 4, 6. Because if either of them was 4, 6, both of those squares would be a 5. They can't be 1, 9. Maverick, is that Maverick again? That sounds like a jet aeroplane. Maverick normally doesn't drive a jet. Okay, so these must be 2, 8 and 3, 7 in some order. Which means that that square is a 9 by Sudoku. And that's probably important in some way. I've just got to work out. This one can't be 3, 7, because if this was 3, 7, it would break that square. So
I'm glad he
this
did
is
that instead
now
of the Sudoku in column
2,
8.
8. This one
Yeah,
is 3, 7.
I'll spot that next.
Oh, that's so annoying. I don't think that does resolve the...
Classic Simon.
It's funny, isn't it? The things he does
Oh,
spot.
goodness, I don't think it does. This square... no, okay, hang on. This 9 is... I was getting perplexed about how we're going to resolve the bottom, but we've got a 9 here,
There
so
we go.
Sudoku is our
That's a
friend.
good way to
This
do
is a
it.
1, so that's got to be 6, 7, 8, 9 by oscillation. 1, 2, 3, 4 by oscillation in the other polarity. Now, that square is 4, 5, or 6 by dint of Sudoku. That's in the 16 cage. I'm going to think about that 16 cage in a moment. I'm just going to see if I can do anything else now I know that the bottom of the grid. Oh. Do I now know that that's a 9 then? It's certainly, if this wasn't... Yeah, okay. This is... I love this. It's all the same. So basically what Marty and Nordy have done is they've taken us up to 4 lies and then presented an absolute boatload of clues where if you get one of the clues wrong, you cause a second clue to also go wrong in making the first clue wrong. So you can't do that. And look here. Imagine this was a 6. Well, then it's not just breaking this inequality. Now it's impossible for this cage total to work, so you've got 2 more lies. So you can't do that. That's got to be 9. This cage total...
Still works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if these two squares now don't add up to 9, then the cage is wrong and the arrow's wrong. That's 2 more lies. So these do add up to 9, and they are 4 and 5, because they can't be 1, 8, 2, 7, or 3, 6. So that's a 4, 5 pair. These squares are 1, 6, 7 by Sudoku. That one is on a whisper. Don't know. Oh yeah, I wanted to think about the 16 as well. So we can't... This is a 2, 8, and that 10 line is working to this point. So if... Oh, I don't know actually. That's quite tricky. If... I'm trying to work out whether I can view this 10 line and this 16 cage as sort of... I mean, they're clearly mutually dependent in some sense, aren't they? The thing is, I think it works. I mean, imagine this 16 cage was real. Then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Sorry, not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. These cells would have to be 0 mod 10. And that domino there can't be 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7 or 4, 6. So that is not a valid 10 sum.
He's doing the same thing as
Yeah, but
Jojo at the moment. So Jojo, and he hasn't spotted the 7 pointing up at the
I'm not
thermometer.
Sure. Maybe this could be
Right.
a lie.
To get rid of the 7 on there, and then he can... That will in turn give him the 6 in the cage.
I'm wondering
below.
whether it's possible for one of these clues to be correct and the other not to be. That's basically what I'm worried about. And I'm not sure I know the answer to that. 7 there makes that an 8 for what that's
There
worth.
he
And it
goes.
makes that a 6 actually. So that's a 5 and that's a 4. Okay, so that's better. Ah, that's now become has become a 6. That's complicated things even further, because that's what I thought I was going to get there if this whole cage was correct. Because I can now see that if we make this 1, 2, 3, 4 to make the cage add up to 16, that would make the 10 line work. Hang on, I'm going to come back to that in a minute, because there might be easier pickings up here in the top right. We've got 1, 2 and 7 to place in the box. That digit... Well, if that is a 7, then this thermometer would be wrong. But interestingly, all the inequalities along the thermometer would be okay, so that would be a single lie. But if this is a 1 or a 2, that would be a 7. And that's not... Then nothing's a lie up here. Okay. Oh, bobbins. I'm going to have to think about this cage again. Okay. So now... Well, now...
I originally had a REM band going along the side of that 10 line as well, because it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4.
There is a
but then I kind of realised you didn't. I realised you didn't need that extra clue, because it, even without the REM band, it still works, because the cage backs up the... Yeah, you kind of... I needed to have the cage, because if it just was a REM band, I think the REM band could be a working REM band but not be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that, in the end, I got rid of the Renban because that was complicating things and unnecessary.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think. Oh well, I'm
Hey.
gonna let Simon find it, but
Yeah,
there's some digits in box 9
Oh, are we?
yeah.
that prevent one option that I'm remembering.
Oh, that's this. This is sublime. I think this is sublimely clever. Actually,
I think so
I think it's
too.
sublimely
Oh,
clever. If I'm right, I might not be right about this though. I'm slightly going round in my own brain about it. Okay, so what I'm trying to convince myself of is I'm looking at these cells and I'm trying to ask the question: if I make, say, the 16 clue wrong, the 16 cage wrong, am I also forcing the 10 clue to be wrong? The 10 line to be wrong? Because if by making, if I am doing that, then both things must be correct, or I'm introducing 2 more lies. So, I mean, what we can say about, in order to make this a valid 10 line, we can't start from here with a 2-cell sequence, because I've already looked at that. That 2-cell sequence wouldn't work. So the only way to make this a 10 line, we can't make it 3 cells adding up to 10 and then write 10 into that cell. That doesn't work. So the only way that this, that's it. So I have to think about it the other way around. In
yeah, it
order
helps.
for this to be a valid 10 line, the only way it can now be a valid 10 line is to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 16 clue is correct. So they sort of go together as a parcel. If I make the 60, if
Yeah,
this
this is a
doesn't,
crazy step that you thought of.
if this
Yeah, that
doesn't
was one of
represent
the
a
more
valid 10
complicated
line,
bits.
then obviously the cage will also be wrong, because this will be some other number. It needs to be 0 mod 10 in order for the 16 clue to work. That's really clever. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are not 1 and 2, so these are not 3 and 4. So this is a 1, 2 pair. This is a 3, 4 pair. And don't tell me that doesn't do it. It gives me a 1, 2 pair in column 7. So these squares are 5 and 9, which looks deeply suspicious on this green line. That couldn't be a 5 if this green line is true, because we can't put 5s on whispers. Those squares are 5, they're 5 and 9 as well.
Dawley is asking
I can do
about
that.
box 5 at
Okay,
the
so
moment.
9 goes here, 5 goes here, 5 goes...
He's saying, is it already determined that which is the liar in box 5? As far as I know, in box 5 at the moment, the liar could either be the bottom line. It's not going to be the middle line because that's both a Renban and a spot on it, so that would break 2 if that was wrong, and the top one as well. But I think the cage could still be wrong at this point, the cage total, so it doesn't necessarily have to be 34. Or the line at
Yeah,
the bottom could be wrong because it doesn't have a backup clue on it. So I think it's not determined yet, but it will be.
yeah, and Simon does have the Renban highlighted orange still, but
Yeah,
that's just left over from before.
oh,
Here,
that's true.
4
Yeah,
goes here, 4 goes here, 3 goes here. Oh, this is good. 3 goes here, 2 goes here, 2 goes here, 8 goes here. Now, what does that mean? 1, 6 and 7 are the cells over there. And 1, 6, 7, 8. This is a 3 though. Oh, yes. Okay, we worked out that both of those had to be telling the truth. So those are 7. This is 7. This square here is 8. So, right, so that inequality, this vertical one is definitely telling, that one's definitely telling the truth. So we can change the colour of that one. This one is definitely telling a lie.
Yeah, that's right. Rat thinks.
Because 1 or 6 is
You
not
just need to
greater
change the
than
colour of
8.
that to
one
green.
is
I think
telling
you
the
will
truth.
at some point.
So we need to make sure this one isn't a... Hang on, do we need... No, maybe we just need an extra lie here. I think this might be where we get our extra lie from. Let me just think about this.
Or is it?
So I knew one of these was wrong. So if this was... This is definitely telling the truth. So if this was 1, and that was 6, and that was 8... Although if that's 6, I'm also making the whisper wrong as well. Okay, so that's alright. So I can do the ordering down here. I think, because if this is 6 and this is 1, I think we introduced too many extra lies, because I was accounting for 1 lie in the Escher staircase. I've now got 2. I've got the 6 isn't bigger than 8. I've got 1 is not bigger than 6. But I've also got a second lie. So I've got 2 on this, but I've got a second lie here because the whisper's wrong. So actually, it is going to go 6, 1. And now 8, 7, 6. So now, yeah, now this is very close to working, and it's just this inequality that's wrong. So, and the whisper is correct. So in fact, I haven't really... Yeah, I mean, it works, but it hasn't improved our knowledge about where the lies are coming in the puzzle. We still haven't found the 5th lie.
The 4th killer, the 5th lie.
Goodness me, right. So
Yeah, it is basically
I can
that.
do more Sudoku.
It is actually very similar.
So that's 2, and that's 1, and that's 1. And this is 2, 7. These squares are now 1, 4.
Yeah, if we hadn't have done the kind of 5-year-old
not
drawing
1.
theme, I think we could have thought of a lot of other good titles for this. Because
Yeah.
in itself, it's got quite a fun theme, as he said. Yeah.
For sure. I hope he looks at column 6.
Yeah, it's probably my favourite bit.
This Renban looks like it's... no, you can make this Renban true. It can still just be true. Because it can't have 1, 4... Well, 1, 4, 5 or 2 on it. So the only 4-cell sequence that remains is 6, 7, 8, 9. And that would make that a 3. Which would work if that was a 9. It would make the whisper correct. So if this wasn't a 3...
That's the right questions for you to be asking.
That's lovely. It's a lovely again. And the way that the rules are being... these are 2 very different types of line here. But let's imagine that this is not a 3. Well, whatever we choose for this digit, once it's not a 3, it's breaking this whisper. Because the only valid digit this can be is 9 if the whisper is correct. And that 9 has to go with a 1, 2, 3 or 4 here, because it needs a digit that's 5 away. So by making this not 3, we're invalidating this, but we're also invalidating this, because this can't be 6, 7, 8, 9 unless this is a 3. So this is a 3, otherwise we introduce too many extra lies. These squares are 6, 7, 8, 9.
Thanks for that. So, yeah, I think that's probably one of our favourite parts as well.
But that doesn't mean, does it, that...
Yeah, I think that and the 10 line 16 cage are really interactive.
Well, I know by making this not a 3, I was introducing 2 lies, but by making this 3, I'm getting rid of this one's ability to be a lie, so that's telling the truth. But I'm not necessarily forcing this to be a correct whisper, unless this is a 9. So this could be the extra lie. If this is a 5, then this is the extra lie that we're looking for. Now that is not 8 or 9, that's not 6. We know what that is. No, but I've got 3 and 7 looking at that, so that's 3, that's 7. Right, okay, by Sudoku, where is 7 in box 5? It can't go on here, because that's a real 10 line that adds up to 10. So if I put 7 there, it's going with 3 and it's hitting this square and breaking Sudoku. So 7 is here, 6 is here. This is an 8-9 pair. That's a 6. That is real. And it can't be 9, 1, 2, 8 or 4, 6 now. So that is 3, 7. These squares are 1, 2, 4, 5. 1 and 4. This is a 2-5 pair at the top of the grid. And a 1-4 pair down the edge, which means this is 1, this is 6.
I wonder whether he'll revisit his own Simmons clue now.
This is very
realise that
exciting now, because we
he was
must
the
be
one that's
closing
telling the
in. I
truth.
think it's going to be here, the last
I think he
lie.
won't do that until the end, probably.
Oh.
With Simon, you never
just
know. Or
noticed
Simon,
something.
you never
That's
know.
a lie. I'm not sure that increases the count of lies in the puzzle, but that is a lie. That's a 10 line. Can't be 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7 or 4, 6. So that is definitely telling a lie. So what does that mean? So does that mean the 34 is the last lie? Or we don't know?
You do.
Oh, I'm not sure. This 10 line is not 1, 9. And it's not 3, 7. So this is even numbers. This is either 2, 8, like that, or 4, 6, like that. And it's not, okay. This square can't be 4 or 6. We actually know it's 8, 2. This square's not 8 anymore. Do we know whether this is a consecutive pair or not? Yes. Okay, I do. I do know that.
Go.
Because this,
There you go,
this
Dolly.
thing here, I'm going to claim that's real now. Because again, if this wasn't a consecutive pair of digits, it would make the Renban and the dot wrong. And that would be too many extra lies. So this is real. And it's got to have an even digit on it, which is not 2 or 8, because it's a consecutive pair. So it's either got 4 or 6 on it. And it's got to have an odd digit on it, which is going to be 5 or 9. Oh, come on.
It's like the puzzle's like breaking basic logic.
2, 5 and 9. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just write those in and see if we could get any. That's not 2. So if that's not 2 either, because if that's 2, this needs to be 1 or 3 and it can't be. Right, so 2 goes at the top, 5 goes here. This is a 5-9 pair. These squares are 4 and 6, which we know the order of. That's gorgeous. 6, 4. Now we need a digit consecutive with 6, which must be 5. 5, 9. 5, 9. Oh, no. This is true.
Yeah,
now.
I wanted a few of those in the puzzle where just where you think
Okay.
you might get the fifth lie, then it just gets
4
forced to
here
be
gives
another
me 8
truth.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
just-
masterful.
one.
And because some of them linger for a really long time.
Yeah.
And at the end, I'll comment on something else as
Yeah.
well.
4 pair.
Yeah, that's why I
No,
put a
what
few
about
extra
these
ones
squares?
in that
3
weren't
and some-
needed
3 and
necessarily,
5.
just
No,
for that
can't
reason.
do that.
It's perfect.
Oh, okay, so we probably just have to pencil mark this row up, I would think. 1, 2, 4 and 8. That square is just 2 or 4. This square is not 4. This square is not 2. Right. What is that telling us? I don't know. I suspect it's something to do with this triumvirate. If... It's quite difficult for this x to be correct now. It would have to be 2, 8. Which would have to be 2, 8. Yeah, I mean... If this is... Yes, okay, this is straightforward. If this is 1 or 2, this x is broken by Sudoku, can't add up to 10, and this whisper is broken because 1 and 2 are not 5 apart from 3 or 5, so that is 8.
Yeah, that's quite a nice clean way of doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think
Well,
I remember
now by
pencil
Sudoku,
marking
this
more
is 2,
at
so
this,
that
at this
is
point,
so
like
that
he's done
part
so
of
far
things
here.
is correct.
Yeah, that was
If
much
this
more
is
similar
5
to my
now,
way
we're
of doing it.
introducing 2 lies, because
Jojo
5
found
is
a bit of a
not
different way
consecutive
around
with
that.
2, and 5 would break the whisper, so that is 3. So this whisper is correct. The dot is correct, the x is correct, and everything is correct. Ah, but we could break the whisper if we break this digit. Right, let's put the options in for this box then. 1, 4, 6, 9. That is not 1 or 9. That is not 6. This one we don't know anything about. So... Good grief.
I do hope he uses the box 1
Wow.
cage.
I don't know. Where is 7? Where's
Maybe
7
you do need.
in
Maybe
row
I
1?
made a leap in my solve.
By Sudoku,
quite possible.
we can see 7 is in
It's
one
about the
row.
9 cage.
Yeah, because I remember. I don't know if I actually used the 9 cage.
You definitely don't need the 9 cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is actually a naked single 9. The way that I did it, it ended up being a naked single, but I just thought it was a little bit of a tricky spot, and even though it could definitely be done without that, I just thought that was quite a nice way of just guiding someone to look at that and go, could that be a 9? Oh wait, it has to be a 9. But yeah, I'm sure there's a few other ways around it as well.
Well,
And again,
what
I just want
the way that I
Go on.
like that I hope Simon does
Yeah.
is if row 4 column 2 is a 9, it breaks
Yeah.
the cage and the line. So
Those squares
there's also
Yeah.
a double liar.
There's 2 dominant
Yeah.
Double liar
sevens
reason.
in rows 2 and rows 3. So we can ask where 7 goes in row 1, and it's not in any of those squares, so it must be exactly here. So now we need... That's a naked single. That's a 9.
There we go.
Which is
That's right, did it my
you
way.
see 6 and 8. Okay, so that's now 9. That's now 8. That's a 6 in the corner. So that's not 6. This is not 9. 1 4 pair in the box.
I mean, I
So
do
this
I
is
do
6.
love a good
This is 9. Here
single
we go.
cell killer.
These squares are 5 and 7. Yeah, we can do it. 5. Oh, no, hang on. I'm going to check. I thought they were 5 and 7. Well, I do need to put 5 in the column, so that is 5. But what's the other digit then? Is it 4? Okay, that's really useful. That's really useful. Probably. Where is 8 in this box? I think Sudoku tells us it's here. I know this is wrong though, don't I, this Renban? So the fact it'll turn out to be wrong is not a surprise to me. This square is a 2 or a 3 by Sudoku. So it's got to be 2, 3 or 7, and it can't be 7. In fact, yeah, these squares are 1, 2, 3 triple, aren't they? And that square's naked single. C's a 2 and a 3, so that's 1, that's 4, that's 1. That's 1, that's 4.
There's a little last taunting you.
Somehow I
deadly
haven't
pattern
finished
left.
the puzzle, but I haven't found another lie. This was all good. That's good. The German whisper line here is good. This is all fine. This 7 is fine. The 3 and the 2, that's all fine. That's fine. That's fine. This was the most complicated bit of it for me. So it's got to be something at the top of the grid somehow. Oh. Box 5 contains a lying clue. it. What's the sum of this? This is going to be it. What's the sum of 34?
I love
We've
that he
got
hasn't
10.
found it yet. This is
Yeah.
No,
great.
it does add up to 30. Oh, Bobbins, it does add up to 34. It's correct. So there is only a single lying clue in box 5. So I can't use the fact this is a singular a lying clue. It's correct to say that. Mark has told the truth. What? What is this lunacy? Right. So
I quite like that he's struggling over this, but it's fun.
oh, this I haven't even looked at this. This 10 line is correct. So this. Oh, if I break the thermo, I can still break the thermo. Oh, that's it. That will only give me one lie. Oh, I've just seen, that's fine. That's beautiful. What a finish this is. Right, so the point is, we've got 4 lies. That sort of gets green, doesn't it? This Renban. Simon was telling the truth. I'd like to tell you that. Cool cat. Take note, cool cat. Bobbins the cat was telling a fib by saying that Simon was lying. Simon was not lying. Simon was telling the truth. And I have to introduce one more lie. Now, if I make that a 7, this thermo is now wrong overall, although each individual inequality on it is correct. And that is going to break this deadly pattern up and might mean we solve the puzzle.
Yay.
Congratulations. No, that doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't say congratulations. Congratulations. You have found the 5 liars. They were a Rembam, a little purple arrow, a thermometer, a 10 line, and Bobbins the cat, because he is not. Bobbins the cat is naughty. 22 people in 2 days. That is so cool. I cannot tell you. Marty and Naughty, thank you very much.
So good.
We do get sent a lot of puzzles for April Fool's Day. Probably that isn't a surprise. But that is so original and clever and wonderful. I cannot tell you. Absolutely loved it. There's a few in-jokes in there. So I guess if you're new to cracking the cryptic, some of this won't mean much to you. But trust me, what they've done here is quite wonderful. And I have no idea how these graphics are produced. But imagine if more Sudoku included graphics like this. It's just fabulous.
I would like that.
Absolutely
That should
fabulous.
be
Let
what
me know
people
in the
go for, I
comments how
think.
you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be
Thanks,
we'll
Ratlings.
be back later with another edition of Bobbins the cat. No, of Cracking the Cryptic.
Bobbins the cat. Nice.
Yeah, that
Well,
little
there it is.
ending. The ending with a thermometer, I kind of wanted that right from the start.
Yeah.
I think Dorlier kind of knows how my mind works, and I like a little fun ending like that. So yeah, I actually went to quite some lengths to engineer that little deadly pattern at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna
that,
say
yeah,
you must have had to like restrict those, find those cells and build around
yeah,
it.
it's quite tricky to actually leave a deadly pattern because yeah, like sometimes no matter what you do, it like ends up resolving itself. So yeah, you have to like be very careful about what clues you put in that won't resolve it. Yeah, it's quite tricky.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's so funny how different puzzles have different kind of things you have to look out for, and creating a deadly pattern is it's like a new setting challenge. It's like a
Yeah.
constraint in itself. Well,
But yeah, I was very happy with that solve. That was yeah, he followed it all exactly, really, didn't he?
yeah, he did. He did. That was basically the perfect solve in terms of flow, and he got. I don't think he missed any little thing either.
He didn't spot the Scrabble bags. He didn't notice the Scrabble bags that he was holding. Oh well.
Oh yeah.
Little
Oh,
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Did you not notice that either?
No, I didn't. Because yeah, I guess I never really paid much attention to the color. Are those the exact
Yeah.
colors of the ones he uses?
Yeah,
Or, oh,
blue and
okay.
orange. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
A few people in the comments underneath noticed that, I think.
Nice. Well, I mean, yeah, that was great. And
Yeah.
thanks everyone for watching if you
Thanks
did,
for
and sticking with the tech difficulties. But now the ice has been broken, and
us.
any future uh, stream watching will be a lot smoother. So this was a really great time. Yeah, thanks Marty, and thanks
Awesome.
again
Thank
for
you.
executing on this like ridiculously awesome puzzle. I may have to print
Um,
this grid out and put it on
do
my
it.
wall.
Make a t-shirt out of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, and if someone recognizes it, I will just be instantly become friends with them. So it's a nice
Awesome.
little broadcast to the world.
All
Cool.
right. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so
I'll talk to you
much.
all soon.
All right, bye.
Bye for now.